Oh, whoa. Here we are again. Here we are. Like, you've watched these videos before. There's one guy out there. I mean, I hate all the pundits, all the political pundits. There's one guy out there who's recently, he's gone batshit crazy, as we like to say. Glenn Beck. He's got to be the most. Why is he on TV? Why is he on television? I don't really understand it. He is this cat. Basically, how he got on television was this. Fox News was achieving high ratings by having an angry charlatan like Bill O'Reilly on their network. So CNN needed some angry, religious espousing douche nozzle like O'Reilly, so they chose Glenn Beck, an ex-alcoholic cokehead Mormon who was, on radio, and he was one of those people you hear on the AM station, blah blah blah, this is what the country screwed up. And the reason I always thought he was crazy, but he's recently gone on about these I believe it's these FEMA internment camps or concentration camps he was going on about. Can't really remember which, but it was a couple weeks ago I heard about it. I should have punched it up and looked at it before I did this. But he's but the stuff that I have been hearing about even before Obama became president was that Obama is just a card-carrying socialist, and he's going to turn this country into Russia, the former Soviet Union, that is. And the thing of it is, like, my reaction to that is, I don't really think Obama could possibly, even if he had those nefarious intentions, he could possibly make things any more worse than George W. Bush has. He's, George W. Bush is pretty much, he didn't single-handedly run the country, and it wasn't done within his presidency, but he didn't help matters. He made things exponentially worse than they were. Okay, and we've had nothing but fuck-knobs running this country for decades. So I would say I would argue throughout the entire history of this country, I don't understand, and this is another thing that annoys the living fuck out of me about people like Glenn Beck, is they romanticize the founding fathers, most of whom which were slave owners, and whatever they wrote was not who they were, so let's just get over that shit right now. It doesn't help this country to continue to perpetuate self-destructive lies. And what I mean by self-destructive, it's self-destructive to the people, not the politicians and those who are in power and wealthy people on television like Glenn Beck, who over the past 8 years, like Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity, have had to sacrifice nothing because of George W. Bush's self-destructive policies. They profited from them, but they didn't have to sacrifice anybody. They didn't lose anyone in the Iraq War. They didn't, they're not broke. They didn't lose their home because they were, duped into subprime mortgage. It was just, this country's like doesn't really seem to like question anything. It doesn't. I can understand why this country is so religious, because we don't question anything. Something that demands to be scrutinized, something like religion and something like our leaders people seem to put faith in them. They want to believe in things, sight unseen. They wanted to, and that's what's wrong with this country. We don't, oh no, okay, that's fine, you take care of it. Sure, there's you do it, I don't care, I don't want to deal with it, we'll just trust what the president says, and we'll invade Iraq. We know there's weapons of mass destruction there, and and they want to hurt us because they look like the people who you know, flew planes into buildings on 9/11. So we'll just trust them because they know what they're doing. We'll trust people like John Ashcroft because he's a good, God-fearing American. And God-fearing American. You know, I don't really see how it's a strength that we as a people and as part of the American establishment submit ourselves to such superstitious bullshit like Christianity or let's even say Scientology for that matter. Let's compare those two so we can really you know, get some perspective on Christianity. Everybody says, "Oh, Scientology's crazy. Look how nutty Tom Cruise is." You know, all of us, you know, lots of church-going folks, they'll like see Tom Cruise and he's nuts and what he's talking about and using those weird Scientology terms and believing in that weird backstory about Xenu and who's this galactic overlord that sent different species of alien races to across the galaxy to Earth and, you know, drop them into volcanoes and all that shit. The Bible's full of equally improbable stories and tales that only a emotionally retarded person like Glenn Beck would believe. So that is, I think, why the country is in the state it's in, is because it's not run by people who really want to assess things and see how we can solve problems. They just want to pray.
Okay.